Hello everybody, how's it doing? How's it going? Welcome back to another fan reading on r/slash Tales from the Creeps. Today we're going to look at something kind of SCP-esque. It looks really interesting. It's called District 39 Incident Log, The Quiet Ward. I might look into more of these logs if I enjoy this, and I most likely will. Today's author is, what is it? Kill Chain 08. So I want to thank the author for letting me read one of his segments. I appreciate it. Um, I have two more dogs here with me tonight. It's just like a hush. It's fine. You heard that. It's just I'm just like kind of like temporarily dog sitting. Just kind of want to show them off because I love my dog. I love the dogs. Okay, so hold on. There we go. Come here. This right here is Diamond. She's a little baby. She's old though. She's like 17, I think. I could get that wrong, but I know she's old. So say hi, Diamond. Coco. Come here, girl. And then one more. Yeah, they already met you, Ace and Duke. Come here. Come here, Coco. Come here. Come here. Up. Good girl. And this is Coco. Yeah, she's a big dog. She's a big dog. Aren't you, Coco? Yeah. Yep. Call her Coco Bean, Coco Powder, Coco Puff. And just a whole bunch of nicknames. So, anyway, with that out of the way, I want to apologize in advance if you hear any barking in the background. That's not me, obviously. Yep. Diamond. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, without further ado, The Quiet Ward, District 39 Incident Log. Filed by Casey, Sector 39A, St. Ives Memorial Hospital. Condemned. Status: active parasitic hive mind. The Colony. St. Ives Memorial Site on a hill overlooking the river, a concrete block with boarded windows and a sagging roofline. The outbreak happened 3 years ago, but the building still smells like antiseptic and something sweet rotting underneath it. The kind of sweetness that clings to the back of your throat. District 39 sealed the place after the evacuation failed. Failed is the polite word. The real word is interrupted. The colony didn't let them finish. I was sent in alone because the seniors picked up movement on the third floor. Sensors, not seniors. Not human movement, rhythmic, pulsing, like a heartbeat echoing through the vents. The kind of pattern that means something is alive, and aware, and waiting. I stepped through the front doors and the air changed immediately. Heavy, warm, humid, like the building was breathing around me. My radio cackled once, then died. Not static, just silence. A thick, deliberate silence. The colony knew I was here. The lobby looked like it had been abandoned mid-shift. Clipboards on the counter, a wheelchair tipped over, a child's stuffed bear lying on its side, one eye missing. The fluorescent lights flickered in a slow, deliberate rhythm. Not random, almost like a pulse. I took one step forward and felt something brush my ankle. Not a rat, not debris, a tendril. Thin as a thread, pale as old skin, retreating under the reception desk like it had been caught doing something it shouldn't. The colony was testing me. I said, "District 39, if anyone is alive, call out." Something answered. Not a voice, not exactly. A pressure behind my eyes, a feeling like someone leaning close enough to breathe against my thoughts. Hello. I froze. The word wasn't spoken. It wasn't even a word. It was an impression. Curiosity, hunger, recognition. The colony had found me. The hallway leading to the ICU was lined with gurneys, sheets strapped over, shapes that were too still to be alive and too intact to be corpses. The sheets rose and fell slightly, like breathing. I didn't lift them. I didn't need to. The colony wanted me to. The lights above me flickered in a pattern. 3 long pulses. 2 short. A signal, a greeting, a warning. I couldn't tell. The air smelled like copper and something sour. The vents exhaled warm air in slow, steady breaths. The building felt alive. Halfway down the hall, heard the first sound. A wet clicking, like teeth tapping together, followed by a low hum vibrating through the floor. The hosts were awake. Room 2014's door was half open. Something moved inside, slow, deliberate, like something shifting under heavy blankets. I pushed the door open with my boot. The patient in the bed was still alive. Barely. His skin was stretched thin over his bones, but something pulsed underneath it. Not muscle, not blood. Something moving independently. Something feeding. Tendrils emerged from his back, thin and translucent, attached to the wall like roots. They pulsed in time with his heartbeat. When he turned his head toward me, his jaw didn't move, his lips didn't part, but his voice, or what used to be a voice, filled the room. It sees you. Not spoken, not breathed, forced through vibrating air like the room itself was speaking for him. I stepped back. The tendrils tightened around him, pulling him slightly upright like a puppet being adjusted. It likes you. The colony was curious. The host's eyes rolled back, and something shifted under his skin, a ripple movement from his ribs to his throat. His chest caved inward slightly, then expanded too far, like something inside was rearranging him. I backed out of the room. The host smiled without moving his mouth. The ICU doors were sealed with old quarantine tape. The tape had been cut from the inside. The lights above the door flickered rapidly. Not random. A pattern. A message. I reached for the handle. The metal was warm. Too warm. Like a living thing. When I pulled the door open, the smell hit me first. Sweet rot. Antiseptic. And something like wet soil. The air was thick enough to taste. The colony was stronger here. The walls were covered in pale growths. Not mold. Not fungus. Something fleshy. Something that pulsed when I walked past it. The vents exhaled a low, steady hum. The floor vibrated under my boots. The colony was breathing. The ICU had been converted into something else. Something organized. Something intentional. Beds were rearranged in a circle around a central mass of tissue. A thick, pulsating mound of flesh and tendrils. Not patient zero. Not yet. This was a satellite. A node. The hosts in the beds were alive. Their chests rose and fell. Their eyes moved under their lids. Tendrils connected them to central mass, feeding in both directions. One of them turned their head towards me. Their jaw unhinged slightly, tendons stretching like softened wax. A chorus of voices, dozens, maybe hundreds, whispered through the vents, the walls, the floor. Come closer. I didn't. The tendrils on the floor shifted, sensing my hesitation. It wants to see you. The colony was calling me deeper. The elevator was dead, but the shaft wasn't. When I pried the doors open, warm air rushed upward, carrying the smell of blood and something metallic. The shaft walls were lined with tendrils pulsing like veins. A sound rose from below, a low, rhythmic thumping, a heartbeat. Patient zero, the colony's core, the reason I was here. I clipped my harness to the cable and began descending. Halfway down, something touched my shoulder. A hand. Cold, thin, wrong. I looked up. The host clung to the wall of the shaft, limbs bent at impossible angles, tendrils anchoring it like a spider. Its head tilted. Its mouth didn't move, but the voice filled my skull. It wonders what you taste like. I kicked off the wall and dropped the last 10 feet, landing hard on the elevator roof. The host didn't follow. It didn't need to. The colony knew where I was going. The basement was warm. Too warm. The air felt thick, humid, alive. The walls pulsed faintly, like veins under skin. The colony was strongest here. The lights flickered in a slow, steady rhythm. A heartbeat. The heartbeat of patient zero. I followed the sound down a long hallway like... Diamond! Right at a good spot, too. I am sorry. I followed the sound down a long hallway lined with abandoned equipment. IV stands, wheelchairs, a gurney with restraints cut clean through, as if something had melted them. The heartbeat grew louder. The air grew sweeter. The colony was excited. It wanted me to see. It wanted me to understand. It wanted me to join. At the end of the hall was a door marked Biohazard, Level 5. The door was open. Inside, something moved. Something massive. Something alive. Something waiting. Patient zero. They were supposed to be from the ceiling by a network of thick tendrils. Suspended, not supposed to be. Suspended from the ceiling by a network of thick tendrils. Their body half merged with a mass of tissue that pulsed like a giant heart. Their torso was still human. Ribs visible, chest rising and falling, but everything below the waist had fused into the central mass. Their arms hung limp, but their fingers twitched in small, deliberate patterns, like they were tapping out a code. Their head lifted when I entered, their eyes opened. They were still conscious, still aware, still alive. A voice filled the room. Not theirs, not exactly. A chorus, a crowd, 1,000 whispers layered over into one. We have been waiting. Patient Zero's lips didn't move. Their throat didn't vibrate. The sound came from everywhere. The vents, the walls, the floor, the tendrils, the air itself. The colony was speaking. You are different. The tendrils around Patient Zero shifted, tightening, pulsing, reacting to my presence. You do not run. I swallowed hard. I'm not here to run. The heartbeat quickened. Good. The tendrils on the floor began to move, slithering toward me like curious snakes. They didn't attack. They didn't grab. They simply reached, brushing against my boots, my legs, my hands, testing me, learning me. Diamond, be quiet, girl. Alright. A thin tendril rose to my face and hovered inches from my cheek. I could feel my heart radiating from it. A pulse, a breath. You are warm. The voice was softer now, almost gentle. You are whole. Patient Zero's head tilted, bones cracking softly. We want to understand. The tendrils touched my cheek. It was warm, soft, almost human. And I pressed harder. Not enough to break skin, just enough to feel my pulse. You are afraid. I stepped back. The tendril followed. Do not be. The lights dimmed. The heartbeat slowed. We do not want to consume you. The tendrils around Patient Zero withered, shifting like a nest of serpents. We want to know you. Patient Zero's mouth opened slightly, and a thick, translucent fluid dripped from their lips. Their voice, their real voice, rasped out, barely audible. Help me. The colony reacted instantly. The tendrils tightened around their throat, silencing them. The hive mind spoke over them. The host is irrelevant. Patient Zero's eyes filled with tears. The colony ignored them. We want you. The tendrils on the floor rose higher, brushing my arms, my chest, my neck. Not attacking, not feeding, exploring. Join us. I shook my head. No. The heartbeat stopped, just for a moment, then it resumed, faster, louder, angrier. Why? The tendrils tightened around my arms, not enough to restrain me, but enough to remind me they could. You are alone. The lights flickered. We are many. The veins exhaled a warm breath. You are fragile. The walls pulsed. We are eternal. The tendrils pressed against my chest, feeling my heartbeat. Join us. I reached out for an incendiary charge in my belt. The tendrils froze. The colony understood. You would burn us. Yes. You would burn the host. I looked at the Patient Zero. They mouthed one word. Please. I armed the charge. The colony screamed. Not a sound, a pressure, a force, a wave of emotion so strong it nearly knocked me to my knees. Anger, fear, hunger, desperation. The tendrils lashed out, wrapping around my legs, arms, my throat. No! I slammed the charge against the central mass. The tendrils convulsed. Patient Zero's eyes widened. The colony shrieked. I hit the detonator. The explosion wasn't loud. Incendiaries don't boom. They burn. The central mass ignited instantly. Flames racing across the tendrils like fire through dry grass. Patient Zero screamed. A real scream. Human and raw as the tendrils burned away from their body. The colony howled through every surface of the hospital. You heard us! The walls shook. You heard us! The vent blasted hot air. You heard us! The floor buckled. I ran. The tendrils lashed out at my legs, my back, my arms, burning as they touched the flames spreading behind me. The hallway pulsed violently, lights bursting overhead. The colony was dying, but not fast enough. I reached the elevator shaft and climbed, the heat rising behind me like a living thing. The tendrils tried to follow, but they were burning, shriveling, retreating. The colony screamed one last time. We will remember you! I climbed faster. I burst through the lobby doors and stumbled into the cold night air. Smoke poured from the broken windows. The building groaned, sagging inward as the fire consumed the central mass. I collapsed on the pavement, gasping for breath. Behind me, St. Ives Memorial burned, but the fire did sound like a building collapsing. It sounded like something alive, screaming, something angry, something remembering. 3 hours later, back at the District 39, I sat alone in the decontamination chamber. My gear was gone, my clothes were gone, my skin felt warm where the tendrils had touched me. I closed my eyes, and in the silence, I felt it. A pulse, not mine. A whisper, not mine. Not imaged, not imagined. We remember you. I opened my eyes. The room was empty, but the feeling wasn't. The colony was gone. The colony was burning, but the colony was not dead. Not entirely, not everywhere. And it knew my heartbeat now. It knew my warmth, knew my fear, and knew me. and it wasn't finished. That was cool. Holy crap! I love the hive mind aspect of it. It reminded me of SCP. Oh, what was it? 7-3. I don't remember the exact number. It's the flesh that hates. I feel like that was the inspiration for this incident log, and I love that a lot. I gotta read more of those later. So, honestly, thank you. I really like that. It was really cool. I liked it. I just I gotta come up with something more than just it was cool. I like the dialogue. I like how like the whispers were like a cacophony of like a group of voices, kind of like a reference to like "We Are Legion" from like the devil possessed man in the Bible. That's kind of where I got that from. So it's really neat. It's really neat. So thank you again to the Kill Chain 08 for read your story. I hope you continue to write. I'm definitely going to look more into your logs on my own time, or I'll read them on the channel. But anyway, that's all I have for tonight. I hope you all have a great night and a great 4th of July, alright? Night all.